There's one population of Iowans that could be especially at risk for higher nitrate levels, those that use private wells. Nearly 300,000 Iowans rely on them, and unlike public drinking water systems, there's no federal law that requires testing them for nitrates, bacteria, and arsenic.
High levels of nitrate in water can be dangerous to health. Iowa has low water quality and an outdated pipe system and is harming the residents of the state. Lead in water can affect early brain development for children as well. The state received a C rating for water quality from the American Society of Civil Engineers. Iowa water pollution comes from non-point source pollution rather than point source pollution, meaning that there is not a single source of water pollution, but instead arises from runoff of soil, fertilizer, and manure of agricultural land. This runoff doesn't have regulation, and because there are so many farmers in Iowa, it's becoming an issue.
Nitrate is a compound consisting of nitrogen and oxygen found in nature and a lot of foods, especially vegetables. It can also be found in groundwater, partly caused by farming. Too much nitrate can affect how blood circulates oxygen in the body. Those who rely on well water are especially at risk. We shouldn't always be comfortable with regulations that were put in years ago. This quote shines a light on the need for a public policy that will help prevent those kinds of contaminants from getting in the water to begin with.
In Iowa, new research shows that nitrate pollution in state drinking water could be responsible for between 73 to 329 cases of cancer annually in the state. Environmental Working Group, a nonprofit research group based in Washington, D.C., estimates that 4/5 of those cases are colon cancer, with ovarian, thyroid, kidney, and bladder cancer making up the rest. According to the group, just 3 other states, Delaware, Arizona, and California, may have similarly average levels of nitrate contamination.
Clearing the Waters, found at the Pacific Institute, gives an extensive background about the water crisis and how bad it really is. It also gives a background on Pacific Institute's nonprofit research organization on freshwater issues. The overview of this book calls for worldwide action in the form of awareness, policies, regulation, and pressure on corporations. This book points out many facts about water quality. Akeem Steiner says that a wide range of human activities affect water quality. The health of our ecosystems and our communities depends on how we act now. This means that the way we live could be destroying the quality of our ecosystem, and it is up to us to stop that. Every day, 2 million tons of sewage and industrial and agricultural waste are poured into the world's water. The main start to a solution is increased awareness and political will. This means that our only hope is becoming aware of what behaviors are bad for the environment and making the necessary changes to stop our harmful habits.
About 60 miles southwest of here, there's a small Iowa town of Greenfield. They require the residents to boil water before using it. Here's why. High turbidity levels or cloudiness in the water indicate the water could contain disease-causing organisms. There are 3 important factors when it comes to the water quality in Greenfield. Do not drink the water without boiling it first. Bring all water to boil, let it boil for 1 minute, and let it cool before using or use bottled water. Boiled or bottled water should be used for drinking, making ice, washing dishes, brushing teeth, and preparing food until further notice. Turbidity still has no health effects, but it can interfere with disinfection. That can provide a medium for microbial growth. Turbidity may indicate the presence of disease-causing organisms. These organisms include bacteria, viruses, parasites, and many more. The third factor is people with severely compromised immune systems, infants, and some elderly may be at increased risk. These people should seek advice about drinking water from their healthcare providers.
David Shortney, a University of Iowa environmental engineer, says that despite concerns raised in the study, the first step to action is reevaluating current water standards.
If I just poured myself a glass of water, should I worry that it could cause cancer?
That's a great question. I don't think we should, based off this one report, lose faith in our drinking water supplies. But I think it is always worthwhile to appreciate that science evolves and our understanding of health effects improves.
We recommend helping to advise that water regulation is necessary in order to improve water quality standards and create a healthier place for Iowa residents to live, and in turn creating regulations that stop big corporations from polluting the water. We shouldn't be comfortable with regulations that were put in place years ago. Public policy is needed to prevent contaminants from getting into the water to begin with.